Hey guys, so hay season is just about here. We've got a couple good days next week. We're going to try to get some cutting done. I've got a few more items to work on with the haybine to get it ready. And then today I'm going to work on getting the tractor hooked up to it and out of the barn and ready to go. So why don't you guys come along with us and let's get it done. So a part of the maintenance, we have to replace some of these tines sometimes on the front of this haybine, and in order to do that, all these tines have to slide off that way. So if this tine here was broken, we have to take every single one of those off to get it off the end. Now sometimes if it's in the middle of the season and one of these are broken, we might just leave it and we'll do it all at the end of the season or the beginning of the next season, which is where we're at now. But the reason for these tines is whenever this spins, which I'll show you, it's spinning here after a little while, it picks up the hay and puts it into the haybine. And if those aren't there, it's not picking up hay. We get clumps of grass that are out there in the field that aren't where they're supposed to be, and it makes it a pain in the butt. So what I'm doing now is changing out the broken tines, which I already did. But whenever I put this bar in, I noticed that this bar I put in backwards. That lever there has to be on the other side, and I just realized that not too long ago, because whenever I was spinning it, all these tines were catching up on that top bar and not allowing it to go all the way over. So I get to, for a second time, take every single one of these bolts off, take all the tines all the way off, flip the bar, and do it all over again. So that's what I'm going to be working on now, and then after that, hopefully that's right. Hopefully that'll fix it. I'll hook it up to the tractor, get it out of the barn, and I'll show you how it's running. Okay, so I didn't have to take all the tines off of the bar, but I did have to undo all the bolts and flip them all over, and yeah. So hopefully this works. Let's give it a spin, make sure everything clears. Moment of truth. Oh yeah, a lot better. So in order to hook up this haybine to this tractor, all it is you've got your PTO shaft, which I've got the sleeve up there that I'll have to slide right into the sleeve, and that goes right on your PTO shaft. Obviously it goes on your drawbar. You got a pin there, and then you've got two sets of hydraulic hoses that hook up to your hydraulics here in the back. With this tractor, since it has a bucket, I've only got two sets of ports I can hook into, so I'll have to disconnect these to hook up both sets of my hydraulics. So with this tractor, the PTO is right down here, the power takeoff. So when the tractor's on, you can pull that lever all the way forward, and that'll engage your PTO, which turns that shaft that we hooked into the back here, and that will run the machine. So we're gonna try it out, make sure everything works. That way we're ready for next week. So just a little bit more about this haybine that we use, the hydraulics. This whole thing can move back and forth because you want to line that corner up with these back tires so you get the whole platform to be able to cut. And in order to cut, right underneath here are these sickle bars, which are these little blades, which I'll do a video at some point because we're going to break one eventually at some point this season to replace those out. But yeah, in order to cut, you have to have that sickle bar real nice. You have to have all these tines, which we just got done replacing, in good shape, because that picks up the hay and pushes it back in here into these rollers. And whenever you're doing more of alfalfa and clover, it goes through that roller and it breaks the stem up, which will allow the clover or alfalfa to dry faster. It gets all the moisture out of the hay, and we'll be able to bale it a lot quicker. But anyways, we've got it all hooked up. Everything's looking good so far. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this, me kind of getting everything ready. There's a lot more to do until next week. I think I was talking to Dad a little earlier. I think by Saturday or Sunday, by the time this video comes out, we'll probably be cutting, and all next week we'll be tethering, raking, and baling hay, which I'll go over that more in those upcoming videos. So make sure you guys subscribe, follow along, and learn more about the hay whenever we're doing it. So I appreciate you guys watching, and until next time, thanks.